There are so many Thai family want to send their kid to university. Most of people believe that to go to university is the way that the only way that you can have a successful life. Because if you finish university, you will get a good job, you will get very good paid. So everybody struggles so much to send their kid to university. Even they have to use a lot of money. Even they have to sell their land, they sell their house, they sell their stuff to send their kid to school, to university. They think it's good to invest on education. That's what many people think. They believe that they can sacrifice for their kids so they can have a good education, they can have a good job, they can have a successful life after that. But the reality is it's not like that. University system ruin many people's life. There are so many families bankrupt because of education, because of university problem, because they spend so much money in education for their kids. But when their kids grew up, when the kids finish university, they cannot get a good job. And many of them just turn to a cheap labor. So we invest so much money for education, and then when they finish education, they cannot make money back. So many family bankrupt. They cannot make money back at all. So for me, in my life, I see many family, many people, they cannot move on in their future anymore because education is a burden in their life. They need to sacrifice their life for many, many years to work hard and make money and send money to their kids. And then when their kids finish, they cannot help themselves. They need to rely on their parents more after that. So this thing is new generation start to think about this more and more. Why do we have to go to university? Why do we have to go to finish university? Because there's so many people who finish university and then they cannot get a job. Now, I saw many young people, they choose to not go to university and they go to some class that they love, very short class. And then they learn very quick, 1 month, 2 months, or a few weeks. And then they can start their new career after that. So more and more people start to see this problem now. And now we can see that why most of university in the world now have less and less students. Because people don't want to waste their time for 4 years in university. So they can get the certification, they can get the diploma, and then they can go apply for a job. But the world now is different from in the past because so many people finish university and most of the knowledge in university we cannot use in our daily life. It's quite useless, but very expensive cost. So education is something take advantage of our life quite a lot. So education is the product that not fair for customer because we spend so much time and so much money for it, but it doesn't help us much. That's why now so many family, especially in Thailand, they don't want to send their kid to school. They don't want to send their kid to the university anymore. They feel like it wastes a lot of time. So it's a new way of thinking that it's hard for old people to accept it, because old people believe that at least you need to finish university. At least you need to finish university. But now you don't need to. There are many people who success in their life without the certificate from university. There's so many people, because if they don't go to university, they can spend most of their precious time to learn what they love, to learn what they like, and then they start to do it. When they do it, it becomes career. It becomes something that they love it to do it, and then they can make money from it. They can make a living from it because they do what they love. That's why it progresses very fast. A lot of progress in what they're doing. So now the trend is changing slowly, that people don't need to go to university anymore, but they can learn anything outside of university anytime, anywhere. So I think about soon most of university in the world will collapse because of education system in university did not develop itself to fit with the change of the world. It makes people waste their time and money, but they cannot use it much. It's so sad that many people can't see this now. They still struggle to send their kid to university. I saw many people in my village, in many of my friends, they did that. And then at the end, everybody disappointed because the kid finished university and cannot get a job. And parents spend a lot of time and money, but they did not get anything back. There is an example in my village. There's a guy who finished primary school, and he told his dad that I don't want to go to secondary school. I want to go to work in the garage to fixing motorcycle. So his dad think, oh, that's maybe good because I don't have money to send him to school. So he went to work in the garage with the mechanic for 6 months. He loved fixing things. And then he came back home after 6 months. He started to open a tiny shop at his house. And he started to fix the bicycle, fix the motorcycle, fix things for people in the village. Not very long, only a few years, he have a lot of money deposit in the bank, and he have money to buy big piece of land, and he has a good life now. In the same time, his friend who grew up in the quite wealthy family in the village, so his friend just was sent to the city because his parent is rich, have more money. He was sent to the city, and he went to the university, and he graduated, and then came back home, and he have to look for a job. Why his friend have a business, have saving, and have enough money to buy a big piece of land. But after the kid from the rich family finished university, he just start to looking for a job. So it looked very different. These two people, they are very close friends. But the one who refused to go to university, but they can make a good life, make a good living, and enjoy their life. But the guy who from the wealthy family, he went to university, and after university, he looking for a job for a long time, and then he got a job as a employee in one company. He cannot make enough money to buy land anymore, and in the same time, his family cannot make more money anymore in their business. So their economics in their family is going down. So this is one thing I think when people do something that they like to do, they always do it better and they can always make it good and then can rely on it completely. Another guy who grew up in next village to mine, he got scholarship to study in university, but he said, no, I want to come back home. I want to help my dad to grow rice. He came back home and become a farmer with his dad. Everybody say he's crazy. Why don't you go to university when you got scholarship? He said, no, I don't like it. I love farming. So he came back home and he started to do farming and he started to develop the variety of rice. Now he's very successful guy who developed new variety of rice. He breed them and then he's very good about it now. So he's quite successful in this way and he happy and he have money. He don't need to worry about looking for a job and then he can make a living happily and he so happy that he can do what he love, what he like, just to be with rice, enjoy eating rice, enjoy growing rice. And then people want to learn from him, people want to buy his rice. So because his rice is unique, it's not like other people's like rice. So this is a sample of people who did not go to university, but they can have a good life. So university, it does mean only one way that make people have a good life, a good way of living. We have so many choice. Some people think that if you get a very good grade from famous university, you will get a good job. But I saw many company now, many business, when they're looking for a staff, looking for worker in their company, they don't care much about where did you finish, what university did you finish, did you finish university or not. They don't care about that, but they care about what can you do. Do you have a new idea? What is your thinking about this problem? So now many business, they have to compete a lot, so they need people who have new idea, new thinking, and they need people who have ability to do things so they can compete in the business world. If you get people who have certificate but you cannot do things much, you have no new idea, no imagination, you cannot compete in the world easily anymore. So the old system is like a patronage system. You take your kid, your relative, your friend to work in your company, or you take people who you know to work with you. But it's okay in the past because the competition is not very powerful like now. But now, if you select people who don't have ability, but because of their relative, because they are friend to work, you cannot compete in the business world anymore. So this is the big change that I start to see in many places now. So the idea of going to university is very narrow now. We can see the dead end there. But if we don't go to university, we just develop the skill, the technique in the way that we want it, that we love it, that we like it. We can develop it more and more and more, and we will have more skill on it, and we can get a job easily. If we have ability, it's easier to get a job than to have a certificate. And then you can do your own job also. When you understand things completely, the whole system, you can think your own business. You can think about to make your own business. You don't need to apply for a job anymore. I think the world in the future change so fast. The education system that we had so far did not develop itself to catch up with the change of the world. So people who go to university maybe cannot catch up with the world also. So to learn outside education system is more important in the world now. Cheaper, easier, better, and then you'll be more happy and you have more imagination. You can understand the world better in this way. So don't feel sad if someone don't have a chance to go to university. Don't feel sad if you don't have enough money to go to university. I think you can feel happy because you're lucky. If you don't go to a university, you can think different from people who go to university. You can think different from them. People who do something different, people who think different will have more chance in the world. Because if you study from the same university, you will have the same thinking, the same idea. If 1,000 people finish from this university, 1,000 people will think the same way, do the same thing. So there's a lot of competition. But if you did not go to university, you do something different, you think different, you are different. If you do something different, you have less competition. So we don't need to struggle to go to university now. Just feel free. Enjoy our life. Do what we love. Don't care about university. The world is university by itself. You can choose to learn whatever you like. The world it belongs to us. It's our university. It's bigger. So go to the world university. It's better go to the small university in the world. I think it's time to think different, be different, and we will enjoy life more fun. We can do anything. We can have fun outside of the wall of university. Learn more. So we have more chance than normal people.